We are currently in the most talented era of basketball the NBA has ever seen. And if you ask me, you don't have to look any further than the top 5 players in basketball right now, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, and Luka Doncic. And all of these players have a clear-cut case of being the best player in basketball. But who really is the best player in basketball? Who is the best player of one of the most talented eras of basketball the league has ever seen? And over the next week on At the Buzzer Sports, we are going to be breaking down every single player in their own specific videos on their claim to be the best player in the world and what skill sets they possess to be said player. And after we are done talking about each player individually, we are going to rank them 1 through 5. Let's get ready for the ride. There aren't many players through NBA history to where every single game they're on the floor, they're doing something that we've never seen. And Victor Wembanyama is one of those players. I mean, this is someone who is 7'5" and can handle the ball like a guard and has some of the best rim deterrence, or the best rim deterrence the league has ever seen. This is a growing offensive player who's getting better by the day and already the best defender in basketball, to where the Spurs have a real legitimate shot of making the playoffs despite being one of the youngest teams in basketball. And at 21 years old, Victor Wembanyama has a case to be the best player in the world. Now, Victor Wembanyama's case bases off the fact that he is the best two-way player in basketball, being the best defender in the world, and now one of the best scorers in basketball. I could definitely make the argument that Victor Wembanyama is a top 10 scorer in basketball, with his ability to put the ball on the floor, the added weight to get to the rim effectively, and be such a difficult shot maker because he has the wingspan and the length to get a shot over any contest. With Wemby being able to put the ball on the floor and start at the perimeter, this now brings the big man out of the paint, and now it takes away any level of rim protection that the opposing defense could possibly have. And with Harrison Barnes giving Wemby the screen, they decide to blitz it, and Victor Wembanyama splits right through behind the back to get the defense off balance, and that is no contest to the easy bucket. They also run curl screens to get him easier looks at the basket and easier lanes to get through. With Victor Wembanyama being able to move at this fluidity, other centers won't be able to match that. So once he rips through, he receives the contact and spins for a 360 layup. Wemby attacking a slanted defense almost feels like a cheat code. Here, he's going to pump fake at the top of the key, get Anthony Davis to bite, hit him with a jab step, and then cross back to his inner shoulder and then spin back just to get the easy floater to go. If we even look at the way Victor Wembanyama is able to absorb contact while getting downhill to the basket, this is Anthony Davis, someone who's played center for multiple years now and also came into the season with a couple extra pounds. He has the wingspan to shoot over him and knocks it down. Now, only 5 games into the season, Victor Wembanyama is averaging 30 points per game, 15 rebounds, and 3 assists on 6.2 stocks per game. He's averaging 56% from the field, 31% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. And one of the biggest things I want to talk about with Victor Wembanyama that I just kind of showed you guys over the past few clips of film is he's getting to the rim and he's getting to the mid-range a lot more than he was last season. And this season, he's shooting 61% inside the arc and is only taking 3 3-point attempts a game versus him taking almost 9 last season. Victor Wembanyama has also gotten much better out of the post as well, whether it's the footwork, the head fakes, the ball fakes, pump faking, just having better footwork overall. It seems to be that he's going to get an efficient shot every time he has the ball in the post, especially with the wingspan. Being able to reach over 7 foot to 6'11" athletes and being able to get clean shots consistently in the half court is very valuable for what he's trying to do. And I think the offensive level becoming what it has been over the first 5 games of the season has really improved Wemby's case to be the best player in the world at 21 years old. This is someone who is a Giannis, KD, Kyrie Irving, Hakeem Olajuwon hybrid. Takes away the rim at elite levels, which we will get into this video. Can put the ball on the floor better than any other center in basketball. Can shoot with the best of them. Can play out of the post. And now absorbs contact when getting to the rim. Mind you, having an 8-foot wingspan and being able to shoot over anyone in the league. This is someone you can't double. You can't contest at the rim. He has an amazing catch radius that makes lobs extremely easy. And he's the best defender in the world with insane rim gravity. It doesn't get any better than Victor Wembanyama, in my opinion. This season, the San Antonio Spurs give up the second lowest field goal percentage at the rim at 56.8%. They also give up the fourth most mid-ranges per game, but that's not really a good sign either because they give up the seventh worst accuracy at 35%. Teams are resorting to mid-range shots instead of getting all the way downhill when Victor Wembanyama is on the floor, and they're not shooting great from mid-range because Victor Wembanyama covers up so much ground. This is Zion Williamson with the ball in his hand, known as one of the best downhill drivers the league has ever seen, and definitely one of the best downhill drivers in the league right now. I want you guys to watch how many bodies collapse on Zion when he passes the free throw line. There are 2 players contesting Zion's drive, while 3 other players sit in the passing lanes waiting for a pass out around the rim. And I wonder why that is. It's because 7'5" Victor Wembanyama is contesting around the rim. Not only does he make shots harder, he makes passing lanes much harder as well. So you don't have to collapse 3 to possibly 4 players when a guy like Zion Williamson is driving to the rim. You can have multiple guys park out in the passing lanes to try and get tips and deflections to lead to transition points. As Zion tries to make the pass, Wemby deflects it, and it leads to a turnover, putting the San Antonio Spurs in transition. And this can also be a very high-risk, high-reward type of playstyle. The Dallas Mavericks get the switch they want, which is Anthony Davis on Stephon Castle. And it doesn't look like they react to it as fast, and Wemby is the only one that comes to send the help, while you can see the 3 other players on San Antonio being parked in the passing lanes. But one thing they don't account for is the slot cut by Derek Lively, and it's going to lead straight to a lob. So I can understand why you're not sending multiple bodies when you have the best rim protector in basketball, but you have to be more alert on the perimeter. Here's another look where one of the best downhill drivers in basketball is going to get the ball on the baseline. And if we stop here, you can see that the San Antonio perimeter players are cutting off every single passing lane imaginable that Zion can see. His back is turned to the other possible passing outlet, which is Trey Murphy, but even Harrison Barnes is covering that angle too. This leads to a lot of turnovers and a lot of really tough shots around the rim, given Victor Wembanyama's length and height and wingspan. And as you can see, that is a pretty bad pass that goes straight to Stephon Castle. As you can see, this is 6'7" PJ Washington with rookie point guard Dylan Harper guarding him. Wemby's going to step down 3 steps just to be in the vicinity, and he passes away from that really good look to pass to a sub-30, mid-30s three-point shooter in Anthony Davis. And I think you guys are starting to understand the point of where I'm coming from with Victor Wembanyama. This is a 21-year-old player who has a legitimate case of being the best player in basketball. And I wanted to start this series with Victor Wembanyama because I do think he has probably the weakest case because, one, we have no playoff sample size to look at, and he's only been playing this style of basketball for about 5 games at this point. And we saw signs of what Wemby could be last year and the year before. Obviously, he was still a very good All-NBA caliber type of player those 2 previous years, especially around the halfway point through his first season. But at this point, him being top 5 is pretty much undeniable. But can we really consider him being the best player in basketball? I think Victor Wembanyama's case is there's not a better 2-way basketball player on the planet. With what we've seen from Victor Wembanyama this season, he's showing that he is a top 10 scorer in basketball and undeniably the best defensive player in the league. And he's playing at historical defensive peaks that we haven't seen from people since Rudy Gobert or Hakeem Olajuwon or Anthony Davis. These are all-time great defensive center peaks, and Victor Wembanyama is reaching that height at year 3. And with what I've shown you on the floor and with stats, the way he's able to impact the defensive side of the ball and make life pretty much easy for everybody around him on the defensive side of the floor, it's completely unfathomable the way we are able to think about how someone can impact the game on both sides of the floor. So my argument for Victor Wembanyama being the best player in basketball is he scores the ball at top 10 levels, and he is the best defensive player in the league. And he has probably the biggest defensive impact we've ever seen post 3-point line. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this type of content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys would argue Victor Wembanyama is the best player in basketball already. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and let me know who you guys would like to see tomorrow. I'm going to be covering all 5 of these players in in-depth basketball videos like these with film breakdown, analysis, stats, and opinions. Please let me know who you guys would want to see tomorrow. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at @thebuzzersports_. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at @thebuzzerent. Make sure you guys follow me on Playback at The Buzzer Room, and make sure you subscribe before you head out. And with all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.